Welcome to Chicken Bros. My name is David Heath.
And I'm Peachy.
I'm Peachy. Nice. And this is our review for Ant-Man.
The first one.
The very first one. Yes. I think this
Which
is
is both the first Marvel movie I ever actually owned and Marvel movie that led me to convert to Marvelism.
This was actually a pretty decent movie, even though, I gotta be honest, as much as I love the MCU, and when I saw this movie, or before I saw this movie, I was honestly concerned about this movie.
Really? I mean,
Only a little bit.
Ant-Man, I guess. If I hadn't seen Earth's Mightiest Heroes and gotten to know Hank Pym beforehand, I would have been worried too. But what worried me is that I didn't know who the heck Scott Lang was. Like, where's Hank Pym in all this?
What I was worried about was, and I didn't know a lot about Ant-Man before I saw this movie, but a lot of people I knew said Ant-Man was very silly. And, looking at the comic book, I kind of see what they mean. But
I've only read Scott Lang comic books. Hank Pym comic books can get pretty dark. He's, according to what I've read, he can be domestically abusive, so.
Yeah. And they, not a whole lot, but they've, made him a little bit aggressive in this movie, just like verbally, like loud.
Oh well, yeah, but
towards Hope, I mean towards his daughter.
Oh yeah.
I don't mean towards Scott. Scott's a criminal. He deserves to be loud at that guy. but so I probably should mention this. Like, if you don't know, Scott Lang is a
thief,
pretty much. Yeah. He's been doing cat burglar. You mean pussy?
Yeah.
He's been doing time in prison for a burglary he committed, and
yeah, but he was doing it like it was kind of a Robin Hood kind of deal. He was stealing from a rich
stealing
dude.
from the rich and giving to not really giving to the needy. It had something to do with, like, I don't remember exactly what he was doing.
Some
but
tycoon was like siphoning money off his company, or something like that.
Something like that. And
the problem is, the explanation came from Luis, and he is a fast talker.
Yeah, Luis. Yeah, he's a very fast talker. And I've heard people complain that Luis is racist, like a racist depiction of a Mexican. No,
dude, he's played by a Mexican. What the?
Yeah, I know, but like the fact that he's like, I'm talking always so fast, and telling all stories that kind of lead off of the subject, like that kind of thing. Like that's what they think is racist. But like,
whatever.
I've seen plenty of other people do that. So
yeah.
Anyway,
what's next?
Scott Lang's
calling Dave racist because he's a giant bald black guy, or calling Kurt racist because he has a Russian accent.
No, he is Russian and Dave is black. So yeah.
And Luis is Mexican.
Okay, hang on. I know this doesn't have anything to do with the movie, and I apologize for this, but like, if who are we to decide what's racist towards another race? Because it's mostly white. It's mostly white people complaining about it. Like, you don't get to say anything about it. It's not your race.
Yeah. If the Chicano community doesn't care, we shouldn't care.
Exactly. But back to the movie. Scott Lang's been doing time in prison, which is not good when you have a daughter and are divorced.
Ooh yeah.
And
your ex is dating. And your ex-wife's new husband is a cop.
Oh, yeah, that's even worse. Like, your new boyfriend's an asshat. Hey, watch your language. Oh, what language? I said hat.
I said hat. Oh, I love that.
I love when he gives that bunny to Cassie, and he's like,
so ugly.
Yeah,
I love it. Oh, Cassie,
you were so adorable.
Just want to hug you and hold you and never let you go.
So Scott's got to try to get a job and decent living environment so he can prove himself
worthy
of a responsible adult.
So he can visit Cassie.
Yeah.
And instead of going the Mrs. Doubtfire route like he could have, he used us to steal some shit.
Mm-hmm. So he can make big money. Because that plan always works, right? So anyway, yeah. Louise basically tells him about how this old guy is leaving town. Leaves behind. I think I don't know what he said, like a lot of money or a big smorgasbord of stuff that'll get them.
No, he said like a he has one of these old safes that's like
decked out with security.
Yeah.
So
So
there's got to be something good in there. Yeah. Assumption. Don't assume. It makes an ass out of you and me.
Yeah.
So Scott, being the master like break-in person he is, like he's a master criminal and everything,
He breaks in pretty easily, but then he finds the safe. He's like, "Oh shit! I didn't know this kind of safe. Am we screwed? No, I know how to get through this." He physically freezes the safe, which kind of like
you know the Titanic. Yeah, I killed Leonardo DiCaprio. Killed everyone except old lady. She threw a diamond in the ocean. And then when he gets in, he sees nothing but this suit. It's like it's just like a suit.
So a motorcycle suit.
Yeah, it's like, well, great. Now that there's nothing in here. And so, you know, being the thief he is, when you don't get anything, you just take what's nearby, and he takes a suit. And he tries it on. This is where stuff starts getting trippy. Like, I just want to say, this movie nailed the special effects for this.
I know, right?
It was like, because as soon as he shrunk, it went from his perspective. It's showing how he sees everything. It's crazy. And then when Louise came into the bathroom, like, oh, I don't want to see this. And
he gets like washed.
Hank Pym's talking to him in the suit the whole time, like, see, you're getting used to the suit.
Yep.
And then
we forgot to mention. Okay, so the movie begins with like a flashback to the 80s.
Oh yeah, I did forget to mention that. Yeah, 89. Yeah, 89.
So it's like Hank's like
he's working for S.H.I.E.L.D. at the point.
Yeah, and then Howard Stark's like, we gotta let him go. He's too much of a security risk.
And the reason Hank Pym's quitting, like, because he created the Pym particle, you know, the thing that makes him shrink.
You're right.
And they're trying to replicate it, and he's like, no, screw you. No one's ever getting this as long as I'm breathing.
And so, and this jackass is like, if you protected your wife with such ferocity.
Yeah, and he punches him in the face, like, you bring up my wife again, I'll show you ferocity. And Howard Stark's like, don't look at me, you said it.
Don't look at me, you said it. And then when he leaves, like the guy's like, oh, that kid, like, I'm gonna give that guy in so much trouble. He just kicked your ass full size.
You really want to know what it's like when you can't see him coming? So Hank Pym has bad blood between him and the Starks and S.H.I.E.L.D. in general.
Mm-hmm, which will play into later movies.
Yes, and he's got issues with keeping what belongs to him secret, and like an old apprentice of his is trying to basically take his company from underneath him and trying to redevelop the shrinking particle himself by testing it out on innocent sheep and pretty much killing them.
Pretty much.
Yes, and killing anyone else who gets in his way. Remember, he gunned that one dude in the bathroom? Basically, just cleaned him up off the floor.
Yep. By the way, okay. So, after seeing this movie, I had no knowledge of Ant-Man. I had to do my research. So I bought some comic books.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say, first off, the movie is as far removed from the comic books as you can get. There are so many things that are different.
Yeah, Marvel does that a lot.
Yeah, okay, here's what's different. Hope is supposed to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
Darren Cross isn't an apprentice of Hank Pym's.
No.
Cassie has a heart problem.
Doesn't that come later?
Well, no, well, maybe, but that's just what I read. Because all the comic books I have either have Cassie in them, or they're about trying to, or they're Scott. No, wait, no. Okay, one Ant-Man comic I have is really just Cassie's point of view of various events, trying to like, oh, I can't believe my dad is like this, blah blah blah, and she gets a new superhero identity or whatever. Anyway, so good movie. Okay, so again, this is the movie that converted Marvelism, and buying a bunch of Ant-Man comics helped.
Mm-hmm. So Scott tries to take the suit back, gets caught by the cops. He's like, freeze, you're under arrest. But I wasn't stealing, I was returning something I stole.
And it's like, oh, damn it.
And he gets locked up and by jackass wife boyfriend dude
named Paxton.
What a douchey name.